A Bulgarian woman has been placed on the FBI's top 10 most wanted list.
Ruja Ignatova founded and ran one of the largest Ponzi schemes in history, peddling a fake cryptocurrency called OneCoin and raking in billions of dollars.
Ruja Ignatova's story is a gripping tale of ambition, deception, and a global manhunt. She emerged seemingly out of nowhere, promising that anyone could achieve a millionaire lifestyle by investing in her cryptocurrency. It's the story of a woman who rose from poverty to become a billionaire in just 3 years, only to vanish without a trace. Her disappearance led the FBI to name her one of the most wanted women in the world, placing her on their top 10 most wanted fugitives list. After more than 5 years without success in locating her, authorities have speculated that she may no longer be alive. To understand how this unfolded, we must travel to Rus, Bulgaria, where Ruja Ignatova, a Bulgarian-born German entrepreneur, was born on May 30th, 1980. Her family immigrated to Germany when she was just 10 years old, and she spent the rest of her childhood there. Ruja excelled academically, and in 2005 earned a PhD in private international law from the University of Konstanz in Germany. This achievement was a significant milestone in her life and played a crucial role in shaping her career. Ruja took immense pride in her education and frequently mentioned her diploma in conversations. She loved being perceived as the smartest person in the room, which became a key part of her personality and later her manipulation tactics. But how did a graduated student become a crypto queen that masterminded a fake cryptocurrency that dazzled millions with promises of wealth and gained not just trust, but billions of dollars from unsuspecting victims worldwide? Before we dive into Ruja's entrepreneurship story, let's first understand the world of cryptocurrency, the thing that made her rich. By now, everyone has heard of Bitcoin, but you may not know how it all began. Not long after the global financial crisis of 2008, the term Bitcoin was used for the first time on an online forum by a mysterious user under the name Satoshi Nakamoto. Satoshi believed that banks had too much power and claimed to have a solution, a new currency system that wasn't controlled by governments and was made legitimate through the use of blockchain technology. Nakamoto began building the coding framework of his cryptocurrency, and the rest, as they say, is history. Bitcoin remains the largest cryptocurrency in the world as of 2024. Intriguingly, the true identity of Satoshi Nakamoto, widely thought to be a pseudonym, as well as the identities of other coders behind the creation of Bitcoin, remain largely unknown, but that's a story for another day. Soon after the introduction of Bitcoin, other cryptocurrencies began to emerge. In 2014, another cryptocurrency burst onto the scene, OneCoin, created by Dr. Ruja Ignatova. This is where it all began. Dr. Ruja declared that the crypto revolution was accelerating faster than ever and warned that those who didn't get on board would be left behind. She confidently claimed that OneCoin was destined to surpass Bitcoin and become the #1 cryptocurrency in the world. It wasn't hard to be impressed by Ruja. Her achievements spoke for themselves. An Oxford University graduate who spoke multiple languages, earned a PhD in law, and worked for the globally renowned management consulting firm McKinsey & Company. With all of that under her belt, combined with her sparkling personality, Ruja's bold claims that OneCoin would be the Bitcoin killer were eagerly embraced by investors worldwide. But little did they know, things were far from what they seemed. So what exactly OneCoin was and how did it work? Ruja's concept encouraged investors to purchase educational membership packages that promised to teach financial freedom and provide access to financial education resources. These packages included virtual tokens that could be redeemed for OneCoins, which according to Ruja, could then be traded for euros on a specially designed exchange platform. The cost of these packages ranged from as little as $100 to hundreds of thousands of dollars, attracting investors from all walks of life and economic backgrounds. But because cryptocurrencies are quite technical, many people were hesitant to get involved. To avoid losing potential clients, Dr. Ruja made a genius move. She simplified all the complicated jargon surrounding cryptocurrency, making it accessible to the masses. Ruja also followed a strategy similar to Bitcoin's early rise, tapping into a narrative that resonated with the public. She promoted OneCoin on the back of the economic meltdown of 2008, blaming banks and governments for the world's financial woes and claiming they had too much power. Stories of corrupt and overreaching institutions struck a chord with many, and Ruja used this sentiment to catapult OneCoin into the spotlight. By appealing to people's emotions, Ruja achieved rapid success, gaining 30,000 new investors in less than a year. By 2016, OneCoin had over 2 million members in the One Life network. In 2016, Ruja claimed that a single OneCoin was worth $7.56. Let's examine just how much she claimed investors could potentially earn by selling the coins accumulated through the purchase of educational packages. The primary package Ruja promoted in 2016 was called the Ultimate Package, which included 1,300,000 OneCoin tokens for $130,600. According to Ruja's claims, investing $130,600 in OneCoin could result in high-tier investors earning $9,900,000 after the OneCoin tokens were converted and sold. That represented a profit of more than 7,400%. This promise was part of the allure of getting in early before the coins became mainstream. The idea was that once everyone knew about OneCoin, demand and value would only increase. As the years rolled on, Ruja gained an almost cut-like status among her members, while OneCoin became more and more valuable. By 2019, a single OneCoin was supposedly worth $28.81. Members became addicted to watching the OneCoin they purchased going up and up in value. But it soon became apparent that something about all of this wasn't adding up. As the coins rolled in, Ruja reveled in her newfound wealth, and fittingly, everything about OneCoin exuded excess. The company organized webinars, public speeches, and extravagant stage events, often featuring over-the-top pyrotechnics lighting up the sky. Thanks to these events, it wasn't long before Dr. Ruja became famously known as the Crypto Queen. This success brought immense wealth for Ruja. With billions reportedly in the bank, the Crypto Queen indulged in the lavish lifestyle of the rich and famous. Ruja adorned herself in designer ball gowns and expensive jewelry, which she wore for every occasion. In May 2016, she celebrated her 36th birthday with a grand party at the renowned Victoria and Albert Museum in London. The guest list included not only OneCoin's top buyers and executives, but also high-profile figures such as superstar singer Sir Tom Jones. In truth, with the level of success and wealth Ruja was enjoying, every day must have felt like her birthday. But the question remains, how did this fake cryptocurrency operate? OneCoin's success was entirely tied to hype, creating a perception of value. Ruja recruited some of the best and most convincing hype men to sell the One Life dream. These expert sellers had no experience in cryptocurrencies, but were well-versed in selling dreams. That's because many of OneCoin's top employees were recruited for their expertise as some of the world's highest-earning multi-level marketing MLM sellers. OneCoin utilized the MLM business model, which involves unsalaried sales teams selling products directly to consumers, often purchasing their inventories with their own money, and recruiting those consumers to become sellers themselves. This is essentially a pyramid scheme. In MLMs, the recruited sellers form a downline. New sellers enter at the bottom with the person who recruited them above, and the chain continues upward. When a seller at the bottom makes a sale, everyone above them in the chain earns a portion of the income, with the person at the top taking a cut from all sales. In this case, that person was Dr. Ruja. To avoid being outright branded as a pyramid scheme, OneCoin marketed its online education programs, as mentioned earlier. However, here's the twist. Legal proceedings later revealed that the content of these educational packages was plagiarized from other sources, and OneCoin was falsely claiming ownership. This meant that OneCoin's only legitimate revenue came from people recruiting others to join the One Life network. It was, in fact, an illegal pyramid scheme waiting to be exposed. Investors earned nothing while they patiently waited for the coin's value to increase enough to sell. Only those at the top of the pyramid made significant profits. And at the very peak of this pyramid, pulling all the strings, was the so-called crypto queen herself, Dr. Ruja Ignatova. At its peak, OneCoin was generating well over $3 billion in annual profits and had attracted over 3 million investors, all drawn in by Ruja's numerous promises. But the first alarm bells began ringing as early as September 2015. Bulgaria's Financial Supervision Commission issued a public warning about the risks of investing in new cryptocurrencies. They cautioned that OneCoin was not regulated under European capital market legislation, meaning that if Ruja's company went bankrupt, investors would not be entitled to any compensation for their losses. Despite a few media reports beginning to raise suspicions about OneCoin, Ruja continued to bolster the illusion of legitimacy. In May 2015, she excitedly announced that she had been featured on the cover of Forbes magazine. However, this was completely untrue. The supposed cover was actually a paid advertisement, and it appeared only on the inside cover of the Forbes Bulgaria edition, not the international publication. Pretty sneaky, right? Aside from the pyramid scheme structure of the OneCoin company, there was an even bigger issue that ultimately spelled disaster for investors: the coin itself. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin work because of a highly sophisticated software system called blockchain. Blockchain functions as a shared ledger, recording every transaction made with a specific cryptocurrency. This ensures all digital information about transactions is permanently recorded and distributed, preventing fraud. One of blockchain technology's most appealing aspects is its immutability. It cannot be altered or hacked. This is a major reason for the widespread trust in cryptocurrencies, as it eliminates the interference of corrupt banks or higher authorities. Given that cryptocurrencies rely on blockchains for legitimacy, Ruja soon faced questions from both her adoring followers and skeptical critics about OneCoin's blockchain technology. But there was a twist that would change everything. Unknown to Ruja's loyal followers, there was one critical fact. OneCoin didn't use blockchain technology at all. The cryptocurrency Ruja had created was entirely fake. Instead of a blockchain, OneCoin operated using a simple database, which could be edited and manipulated at will. Ruja could invent numbers, log them into the database, and claim that a sale had occurred or that OneCoin's value had increased. Because much of her consumer network was uninformed about cryptocurrency technology, they didn't question this. Instead, they were thrilled when in June 2016, Ruja stood before a crowd at London's Wembley Arena and announced she was doubling their coins as a token of gratitude for their support. Little did they know that this supposed generosity was a facade, and it wouldn't be long before their joy and excitement turned to devastation and outrage. It was evident that Ruja had successfully captivated a massive audience with her crypto coins. The crypto queen could make them believe pretty much anything she wanted. So on March 1st, 2016, when OneCoin abruptly announced that their digital exchange marketplace, known as XCoinX, would be halted for 2 weeks for maintenance, very few investors batted an eye. While XCoinX did reopen 2 weeks later as promised, there didn't seem to be any desirable modifications. Say for one, the interface had canceled countless users' pending transactions. An odd occurrence, but not completely unacceptable, and things were soon running as usual. But it was a taste of what eventually came in January 2017, when OneCoin suddenly closed down the XCoinX exchange again without notice. This time, however, it was permanent. The exchange would never reopen, meaning investors could not cash out their coins. The company asked investors to sit tight, claiming they would be able to cash in their coins as soon as the company went public on the stock exchange a few months down the line. They suggested that in the meantime, members could trade their coins for certificates, entitling them to shares once they became available. Trading tokens for tokens for tokens. Seems legit, right? However, despite the cult-like loyalty of the member network, as weeks turned into months, the signs that OneCoin wasn't legitimate quickly became overwhelming. Countries started issuing bans, fines, and even arrest warrants for OneCoin officials. Slowly but surely, many within the One Life network finally began to realize they'd been scammed and that their invested money was lost forever. In October 2017, Dr. Ruja was scheduled to deliver one of her magnificent speeches at yet another OneCoin convention in Lisbon, Portugal. But as the time for her stage appearance grew closer, there was no sign of the beloved OneCoin leader. Ruja had been known to cancel meetings on the spot if attendees were a mere minute late, so it seemed impossible that she wouldn't show up at her own event. Concern among her followers was growing. As the event date came and went, it was declared that Ruja had gone missing. Just a year earlier, she had been living the high life, addressing a crowd of 90,000 people at London's Wembley Stadium. Now, she was gone. And on October 12th, the United States District Court issued a warrant for the arrest of Dr. Ruja Ignatova. The crypto queen's promises about OneCoin had turned out to be one big con, and she had fled presumably with a boatload of cash accumulated over the previous years. But the authorities were hot on her trail. Despite being on the missing persons list, she was charged in her absence with 5 damning crimes: conspiracy to commit wire fraud, committing wire fraud, conspiracy to commit money laundering, conspiracy to commit securities fraud, and committing securities fraud. It's likely no coincidence that Ruja's disappearance coincided with her newly wanted status. Some theorize she caught wind of the fact that she was about to become a wanted woman and made a swift exit from public life. Ruja's last confirmed movements show records of her boarding a Ryanair flight from Sofia, Bulgaria, bound for Athens, Greece on October 25, 2017, over 2 weeks after she failed to show up at the OneCoin convention in Lisbon. Once the coveted crypto queen, Ruja had turned out to be, in fact, the ultimate scam queen, with a special talent for disappearing into thin air. It's unclear exactly how much money people poured into the OneCoin scam, but various sources estimate it could be anywhere between $4 billion and $15 billion. How did a woman like Ruja Ignatova manage to disappear completely when even infamous criminals like Pablo Escobar and El Chapo Guzman were eventually caught? Authorities are still investigating to this day and have uncovered a chilling connection that may explain how she pulled it off. Ruja was linked to a Bulgarian mafia boss known only by his nickname, Taki. This mysterious figure is said to hold immense power in Bulgarian politics and law enforcement. Taki is feared by many, and those who tried to investigate him or get too close often ended up dead. Several investigators lost their lives while trying to uncover who he really was. He communicates only through trusted intermediaries, leaves no digital trail, and uses encrypted phones to avoid detection. Investigators believe Taki was involved with OneCoin from the very start. Ruja's former bodyguards admitted that they had seen Taki at her private events and meetings. It's likely he was responsible for protecting her and may have helped her escape. By the time Ruja vanished, she was under pressure from international authorities. Arrest warrants and legal actions against OneCoin were piling up. Many believe Taki used his criminal network to help Ruja disappear without a trace. His resources and expertise may have provided her with a new identity and a safe place to hide. Ruja's disappearance was executed flawlessly. Her last confirmed sighting was on October 25, 2017, when she boarded a flight from Sofia, Bulgaria, to Athens, Greece. After that, all trails went cold. No digital footprints, no sightings, nothing. Investigators think Taki's skills ensured that no clues were left behind. Taki's influence comes from the fear he creates. Anyone who tried to expose him or his operations faced serious danger, often ending in death or disappearance. This fear has made it nearly impossible for law enforcement to break into his network or figure out his full role in Ruja's escape. Years later, there are still no solid leads on where Ruja is or what happened to the billions of dollars stolen through OneCoin. Some believe she is hiding in a country without extradition treaties or that she has changed her appearance. But no theory has been proven. Taki's involvement adds another layer to the mystery, suggesting that Ruja's disappearance wasn't just her own doing. His expertise in avoiding capture and protecting those in his circle likely played a big part. However, there have been persistent rumors that Taki himself might have killed Ruja. Given his history of eliminating individuals who posed a threat to him, including criminals who had any direct contact with him, it wouldn't have been a significant obstacle for him. Taki is known for ruthlessly eliminating anyone he believed could be used to track him down. If he ever considered Ruja a liability, someone who might reveal information that could lead to him, it's highly plausible that he decided to silence her permanently. Despite relentless global efforts to find her, the Crypto Queen has managed to stay one step ahead, vanishing without a trace. Her disappearance remains one of the most audacious escapes in modern history. Now labeled as the world's most wanted woman, she holds a notorious spot on the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives list, a haunting reminder of a mystery that continues to elude resolution.